Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. I want to remind you all over social media, Facebook, Blue Sky, YouTube, and X. Please follow us, subscribe, do all the things, you know. All right, well, Mike Tyson's team is denying claims that the athlete has Parkinson's disease, which were made by Jake Paul during a live stream. In a recent stream, Paul and streamer Aiden were discussing psychedelic drugs. Paul shared how smoking toad had benefited him and suggested that Tyson had used the drug before the fight last November. He further claimed that the substance cures Tyson's Parkinson's so that he could come back and fight. In response, Tyson's team issued a statement to TMZ saying Mike is happy and perfectly healthy. He doesn't have Parkinson's or any other illness. Paul later retracted his comments, clarifying that he misspoke and meant to say Tyson used the drugs to heal his pain. Brittany.
What's toad?
I guess
psychedelic drug. It's like psychedelic drug.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know what you want me to say. I think the men be trolling. I don't know. But then Mike Tyson did walk out there and showed his ass to the world. I don't know. He turned around. He did have a G-string on. So, like, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Check.
I think it's 50-50. I think, but one thing I will say, it is bad. Whoever the publicist is, just awful. They just do not handle this situation, because now it's like, wait, what? Right. Like, how do we go back from? How did this even get out here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever it is, I do think that there's something going on with Mike Tyson. I feel like like Brittany said, we clearly seen it. We all kind of looked at the fight and seen the pictures and looked at the behavior. He is older, you know, whether he's doing toad or psychedelic drugs, I feel like if it's, you know, monitored by a doctor, you know, hey, you know, that is a use. But, you know, the way he's putting it is if it's like, you know, it's recreational and he's just using it. So it's not really, you know, does he really have it, or is he just on these psychedelic drugs? So I don't know. It's much to be.
Well, first of all, Jake Paul shouldn't be speaking on anyone's health, but I hope he does not have Parkinson's first and foremost.
Yeah, I hope he does.
But it does sound a little fishy, because the fact that Jake Paul said it in the live stream, Tyson's camp comes out and says he doesn't have it, and then Jake Paul, I misspoke. You know what I mean? How quickly he course corrected. So I don't know if someone reached out to him, you know, or whatever case may be. Maybe he knew something we don't know, but I do hope he doesn't have it. But it just seemed kind of weird the way it all went down.
It is weird. It really is.
So why would you say about somebody, they have Parkinson's disease?
Yeah, and they
sounded sure.
Boxers get it.
Boxers, because of the damage to the health.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I would hate that for Mike Tyson.
Yeah. But it's just very random, like saying, putting it out there.
Right.
That's why. Are we mad about the disease or the drugs?
I don't think it was the disease.
We're talking about the drugs and
yeah, I think it was more about the drugs, because the way the use of the word told, instead of saying that, you know, even if he misspoke, you know, he is it is, you know, under control by medical you know, his doctor or whatever. But it's just like, no, he be, you know, using
be mad about him being high,
taking drugs, and just kind of like, I don't believe you. Like you just kind of, like you said, there's some the reason why the way how he said it was kind of like, what? But then we all seen it with our eyes too, and make us question, like, is there something there?
But is Jake Paul a credible source?
No.
Okay.
No. All right. Well, Jay-Z speaking out after the lawsuit against himself and Diddy were they're accused of a sexually assaulted a 13-year-old girl back in 2000 has been dismissed by the attorney representing Jane Doe, according to court filing made Friday in New York. Variety reports that attorneys Tony Busby and Antigone Curtis filed the voluntary dismissal. As reported, the attorneys claim Jane Doe, who accused the musicians of sexual assault, hereby gives notice that the above captioned action is voluntarily dismissed with prejudice. Now, the frivolous, fictitious, and appalling allegations have been dismissed, Jay-Z wrote in a statement. This civil suit was without merit and never going anywhere. The fictional tale they created was laughable, if not for the seriousness of the claims. I wouldn't wish this experience on anybody. That was a good statement from his attorney. But from the beginning, Diddy denied this. He was still out and about at events, and and he was very adamant about this is not going anywhere. I'll start with you, Shaq. What are your thoughts on this case being dismissed?
I kind of seen it coming. I think when it first, when we first got word of it, it just had a lot of loose claims, and I felt like when a person is really kind of speaking their truth, they or if they know that they're innocent, because you are innocent to prove guilty. So I just felt like Jay-Z knew it was bullshit. So he's just like, okay, like these are, with everything that's going on with the Diddy case, with all these allegations that are already out there, these conspiracy theories, bring out. Bring her out. Like, come on out.
But she's not 13 anymore.
Yeah, you're not 13 anymore. Just come on out with it. We need to know your name, what's your claim, go into full details because we need to know. Because right now you're putting a lot on the line. And so we kind of knew over time, we anticipated like, okay, is she gonna say something? She's gonna reveal herself. She did none of that. So it's like, and not to mention Tony has a reputation. So it was just, there was another red flag there. I'm happy. I'm glad that they can just kind of put that behind them. Um, you know, um, that is a sensitive subject as well, so I feel like he did handle it correctly. But if you're talking about the GP, they're still gonna have some questions out there. I'm hearing that did he pay people off? He's Jay-Z. He got access to billions, whatever. Resources are unlimited to pay some people off, etc. So I think that um in my opinion, I feel like it wasn't going anywhere. I think it was just kind of just an attack to, take him down, or get him heavily associated with the Diddy trials. But yeah, I seen it coming.
Yeah. What about you, Brittany?
I felt like it was incredible in my mind. I'm glad to hear that it was dismissed. I feel like I said, like right now with everything being said and accused of, it's no time for anonymity. Like you don't get to have that right now. Like we definitely need to know all the facts to make an informed decision, and because once you make that claim, like he said, him and Beyonce have been getting death threats, telling them to go to hell. They wish they would die. Like all of that stuff. Like the public is so unforgiving. Like even before the court gets to decide, in the eyes of the public, we make our own decision based off of what's being told. And so like you cannot come out there half-assed with information accusing people, because some of these people would take the judge, jury, and executioner into their own hands. And so we do not have that luxury where you get to be like, oh, but I want to be anonymous, or oh well, I just kind of feel like right now, lay everything out there. Like if you have a story and you feel like it's a valid claim, we need to know that on Saturday, January the 18th, 1977, he touched my ass. Like, and we need to know. I was wearing a red dress. He stuck his hand up the back. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got the dress here still. We need to know all the details so that we can know, like, okay, this is where he went, this is what he did, this is where they was. We was in the back of the club with a 40-40. Like you need to have everything. You do not get to do and come out here and half ass, because people are making their own decisions and condemning people off of half ass accusations right now. So if it's true, I don't know about the resources. I did see Gilly the Kid's interview on Shay Shay. And he talked about how he don't like going to the what's that? The Rockefeller brunch or whatever. The
Rock Nation brunch.
I know it was disappointing to hear how he felt about Jay-Z too. To your point, Shaq, where he said about paying people off in the resources, he was like, it's all them billionaires staring at the poor people. And I was like, I would have thought humble beginnings, Jay-Z would be bigger than that.
That's his experience. I mean, or his story, but
Yeah, and I always say this: people who have millions and billions of dollars, they don't get there by playing innocent. You do step on, and then not saying Jay-Z is, we already kind of know has some things going on in his past, but I don't feel like nobody is innocent in those those circles, like completely innocent. There are no angels there, right?
Yeah.
But you do have um this sense nowadays where people want to know so much about people, and these people, like at the end of the day they always say, well, what they doing to you, what they doing to you, why are you defending them? Okay, why y'all condemning them so much for some stuff y'all don't know? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, who, what, listen to the music, not support the brand or not. And that's all I honestly really want to know, honestly, across the board with anybody. With
Mhm.
people I don't like, because it's getting to the point now people are just, like Brittany said, like public opinion is just to, find people credible, or I mean, like condemn them for something, even if they didn't do it, based off hearsay, based off who they are, they don't like them.
Yeah.
Um, and then, people in the industry, they're gonna find opportunity to just either, say what it is based on what everybody else is saying anyway. Like, yes, he did
Mhm.
that. I was at the brunch. He did, you know what I mean? Like, he is one of that.
Mhm.
So you become that credible source of information, whether it's true or not. So,
Yeah. One
mm-mm.
thing that they dismissed it with prejudice. Prejudice, I think that means it can come back, they can bring it back. And
Yeah.
also um
No, without prejudice is when it can come back.
oh, it's with, okay, you're right. Yeah, yeah. And also her story already had gaps in it from the beginning.
So
Talking
that
about
means she can't bring it back.
even the home that she said that there was no home in New York that she went to, was in New Jersey, a lot of
The
different
gas
things.
station that was down the street, there was
Yeah,
no,
no gas station.
it
Yeah.
was a lot.
All right, well, our last story. So Wendy Williams is all about family bonding and was recently spotted reuniting with her son Kevin Hunter Jr. in Miami, even after previously claiming that he mishandled her money. Footage circulating online shows Wendy enjoying life, seemingly carefree, as she reunited with her son. This heartwarming moment happened after a judge granted her permission to visit her father for his birthday this weekend. But before heading to the festivities, Wendy and her son Kevin Jr. were spotted at Matilda's Kitchen, a popular Cuban hotspot. The former talk show host was all smiles while indulging in some good eats, making the most of her time in the Sunshine State. Kevin Jr. sat by her side, seemingly enjoying seeing his mother happy and at ease. In a now viral video, Wendy can be seen laughing, eating, and fully soaking in the moment. The clip was shared by Kevin's friend Ronald, who didn't hold back defending his friend. In an Instagram post, he stated, Kevin's a good dude. The truth will come out. Now, this reunion comes after Wendy's emotional interview on The Breakfast Club, where she revealed the challenges of her conservatorship. She expressed doubts about whether she even be able to go to visit her father for his birthday. His name is Thomas Williams Sr., and he turned 94. So, she had made the video saying that he did mishandle her money and kind of interfered with her financial situation while she's in partly while she's in the situation she is now, which was reported in that documentary that came out, but he denied it. But she kind of confirmed it in that interview. But as everyone that I saw, that is his mother. That's her son. Of course, they're gonna make up. They're gonna push through it. Were you shocked? Let me say, I'll start with you, Brittany. Were you shocked that she confirmed that he had mismanaged her money?
Necessarily, if that's her truth, I can feel like both can be true. He can feel like he didn't, and she can feel like he did,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's her perception. I do think that Wendy got some other things going on. She doesn't look good. I've been seeing the videos of her standing up there banging on her window, crying for help inside her condo. Meek Mill tweeted that she been doing that for years,
Mhm.
and like he was concerned looking up in the sky and seeing her do that. Like I definitely recognize that people in this situation sometimes can view things one way and it'll send them in a panic. And he might not be financially savvy. Let's say, for instance, he might have spent too much money on groceries, or, like it could just be the simplest thing. And she'll be like, he mismanaging my funds. You know what I'm saying? Like, he bought him a car. And it could just be the simplest thing. But they are mother and child. So at the end of the day, I do think that whatever they go through with this whole conservatorship or whatever business they go through, they're gonna have that, like, that door is revolving. There is no closing. I mean, it is an option to close the door, but at the end of the day, for all parties to be fully, like, healed, you do have to come back to the table to your mama or to your child and resolve what the friction. I do think that is the mature thing to do in a mother and child relationship. And I mean, shit, look at Britney Spears and her issue. And I think she low key crazy. If she do one more dancing video, I'ma scream in her panties. Like, I am sick of her. So I'm just like, where there's smoke, there's fire. Yes, but these
Somebody
people
said
ain't
her
always
daddy was
together.
right.
Who,
Like,
Jamie? Y'all leave Britney alone.
Britney Spears is crazy. I can't.
Something ain't right.
She doing that toxic dance all goddamn day with them hips.
With them knives.
With the knives, right? Yeah. Well, to Kevin, to his credit, he said in the documentary when he was asked about her funds, he said that and I believe he said it, and someone else in the family said it, he didn't do anything for himself with her money that she wouldn't have done for him. So, like, she would give him money to do certain things. That's what he was saying.
It's all in perception.
Yeah. Shaq, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, $100,000 on Uber Eats.
It's them delivery fees. Them fees.
Ain't no.
Uber, lower your delivery.
$100,000 on
Why is my Uber delivery fee more than
I agree with you what you're saying. Like, at the end of the day, money shouldn't separate your mother and your child. And Wendy is going through a lot. And, even I don't think that she's going through so much where she needs to be locked up in that room.
Yeah.
But I do feel like she needs someone that she can trust around her to make, great decisions, to take care of her, to get her ultimately back to health, because clearly that's not a healthy situation for her, regardless of what's going on. But looking at what he did, I mean, what he was spending money on, I was like, okay, Wendy ain't, I mean, like you said, it is perception because it raised the alarm to the GP, like, okay. And to me, I'm with Wendy. Why are you spending $100,000 on Uber Eats? And then
I got a teenage boy, and let me tell you, I seen him in the grocery store to go get some foil, and he walked out there with $20 foil, and I said, "Why the fuck would you?"
And he know better.
A 30-foot aluminum foil.
And
you know what I'm saying? They're not mindful. Like they
but
might
he
still
old
be
enough to know better.
I mean, if he had a rich mama.
But that's what I'm saying, though. At some point, things will cause alarm. Like, okay, maybe
the bank noticed it. Yeah,
because he spent $25 in the past 6 months on groceries or Uber Eats. $100,000. You just kind of ran out with your budget. Then it was alleged. Then he asked her something about a party they were supposed to pay for.
There was a party,
and she didn't really know, and it ended up being way, way more expensive than what she, so it's kind of like Wendy does have that sense there, and you can tell there's something going on. So it was enough to be like, oh, you mishandling mama, you taking advantage of your mama during this crisis, whatever. So that did cause that alarm. But like you said too, I believe that's not gonna ultimately separate them. I don't feel like money is gonna do that. But it's just it's all because what's going on with Wendy is like it is perception, but it's more like the way that she does things, the way she communicates is very, you're not sure if it's a cause for alarm or is it just, a concern enough, like a normal concern anyone else would have, but by her, it's dramatized. Yes. So like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, I would be, my child spending that much. I don't give how much money we got. That's too much. And it's too much, and you taking advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
But to what Shaq said earlier, I do think like, well, he said, when do you find somebody she can trust? But if you've ever taken care of like elderly people, they start getting paranoid about everything.
Yeah, they do.
They like every little thing. Like they be like, I never forget I was working in the hospital one time, and this lady was in there and she thought her husband was trying to kill her. Like, and they just get really, really paranoid and anxious about every little thing.
Yeah.
My mom works for she's been working with elder people for as long as I can remember. It takes great patience to deal with those people, because she told me all type of stories,
They
and
get mean as they get older.
they definitely get meaner, and it takes that's a calling that people have. There are people out there. That's why I'm like, she needs someone around her that she can really trust.
Well, her sister said she would take Wanda. Her sister Wanda was like, let her be with the family. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, I don't understand why they're not doing it either. It's something. So
they want to steal in peace.
Yeah. Well, listen, Shaq, as always, tell us where we can keep up with the podcast.
Yes, official LBC podcast, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Follow. Right now, what we're doing is taking a lot of suggestions as far as like topics for season 2, just to be a little more open with the audience. So if you head to our page right now, you can go ahead and just submit topics. You can catch, if you haven't heard of us or haven't seen us or haven't listened, you can always go to Apple Podcasts, Let's Be Clear, or go to YouTube so you can see our handsome faces and our wonderful reactions on the things we discuss on official LBC podcast on YouTube.
All right. Well, thanks as always, Shaq, Brittany. Thank you. And y'all have a great rest of your week. We'll be right back with our interview with Gary Washington right back after this.